Hello, everybody. Jim Malone here, coming to you live on Dallas Trading Floor. Well, Microsoft tried to buy Activision today, and the deal tanked, and Microsoft ain't looking too good. Down a lot. Kind of want to show you that. Also, some other stuff as well. The market uptrend is under pressure. So that kind of means that most of my stocks did poorly today. Had one that did go up. That was Rio Tinto. But I do have some bear trades that seem to be going good. And I've got a little video for you on how I place trades using Thinkorswim. I think you might like that one. Little video. So here we go. Microsoft, it's down. It's bouncing a little bit after hours, 303, but it looks like it's down to the bottom of its consolidation. The question is, can it hold here? Probably, but boy, the market did not like that Activision deal and doesn't look very good for it. So, sometimes you try to do things, and sometimes some things work and sometimes some things don't. Goldman Sachs was worse. GS, we can take a quick look at that. Over here, let's take a look else at GS. GS got kind of whacked too, and it seems like the only sector that's really doing good is the oil sector right now. Just have not seen a lot of strength from anywhere else. This one just dived off a cliff. It had earnings, and boy, the market did not like that. It's recovered a little bit after hours, $1.89, but it just took a swan dive. This is part of the reason why I just don't like to hold through earnings, especially if I have the shares. Just can be dangerous sometimes, and definitely this was the case here with Goldman Sachs. And this is one of the leading Dow stocks, so the Dow did not do too well today. And the Nasdaq, of course, with Microsoft, it didn't fare as well either. So just not what you want to see. Basically, these are the stocks that I currently own. Invitation Homes are down on that one. We're down on Cheniere. This is the LNG company that liquefies natural gas. Down on Dell, down on Tesla, not that much, but I'm still down on it. Oasis Petroleum is down. Matador is down. UPLA, which is a financial holdings company, that's down. That is getting on the bubble. I may have to get rid of that one. Rio Tinto, though, has done well. Of course, that's the world's largest copper miner. And then Qualcomm is down. Not looking good on my stuff today. Here's a small portfolio. As you can see, I'm almost fully invested. I do have one little pie piece that is in cash. But basically, I am almost fully invested. I may regret doing that. Just try to find the things that are looking, that are allowing me to come into them. Let's see if we can get to, here we go. I'm only in the green on 3 of my items. 4 of them are down. The ones that are looking good, of course, are Cheniere Energy, which is LNG. We're also looking pretty decent on, let's see, Dell Computer and on Oasis Petroleum. So really, it's only the oils that seem to be doing really good right now. If you want to get our January 2022 watch list, very easy to do. Just go to bit.ly/DTF0025. So without further ado, let's put on a little show. This is how I do a spread. I did a bear spread today. You might be interested in it. So I'm gonna put this up on the screen and see what you think. Benefits as the stock rises. Now, the way I'm going to put this together, of course, is I'm going to be buying. Puts, and I'm also going to be simultaneously selling put. This is the bull put spread that I want to put together. Basically, this benefits as the stock rises. Now, the way I'm going to put this together, of course, is I'm going to be buying. Puts, and I'm also going to be simultaneously selling puts. The puts I'm going to be buying are the February 18th 70 puts, and then I'm going to be selling the February 18th 72.50 puts. And I'm going to do 7 contra examples. We're going to be putting $805 into the account, but we do have a maximum risk of $945, which would happen if ExxonMobil were to fall to
By the way,
$70
this is not Exxon.
a share.
Exxon.
In this example, we have about a 60% chance of profit. In this example, I'm using Thinkorswim. What you need to do first, of course, is to open up the trade key and then locate the puts. Those are going to be on the right-hand side. And I'm locating the February 18th, and it says right here in black. These are the main puts. Then I'm going to go down to the expiration of February 18th, and I'm going to select the 70 strike price. From there, I'm going to select buy, and this is going to open this other window. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and I'm going to select vertical, because that's a vertical spread. So it's going to open up like this, 70, and then open up that. That's going to open up this trade window. I'm going to be adjusting that. And the way I'm going to adjust that, of course, is I'm going to move this from 10, which you'll probably see, down here to 7. I'm also going to move this to a put, which will generate, in this case, a credit. And then I'm going to adjust that credit price to 115. And then I'm going to put a limit order for the day, and then it's going to go look for that order. On Thinkorswim, before the order fills, you will see this dialog, and it'll basically go over the entire trade. ExxonMobil, then the cost of the trade is going to give us a credit of $805. That's 115 times 7. This is going to give our maximum risk, and this is going to give everything. When you're satisfied with this, hit the send. Several minutes. Hopefully, you'll get a fill on the order. I like to use a website called Options Profit Calculator, and that will give us a heat map. As long as the trade continues, if we continue just to go sideways, eventually we'll get here to $805. The trade will expire, and we will keep the money. Now, if ExxonMobil does go down, we do have a break even at about 71.60. We will consider closing the trade there at that point. But if the trade moves.
So anyways, that is my attempt at showing you how I get into a bull put spread on Exxon. Now, the stocks I'm bullish on right now typically are in the oil and gas area. That's the reason for the bull put spread on XOM, which is ExxonMobil. If you want more information about that, just go to the www Dallas trading floor. Go to, if you're watching on TikTok, just go to my profile, and you'll be able to you should be able to link to that video and also the subscription, the action trade alerts as well. Just at www Dallas trading floor. So there we go. So thanks for that, and let's get into some of the trades here. And let's see what's first. Let's go up here. Thanks for waiting, everybody. Samuel is looking for HD Home Depot, which is a good stock. Kind of a very defensive stock. And let's kind of look to see kind of what's going on with Home Depot. Home Depot took a swan dive too. Wow, look at that. Not a good look there. Wow, it just went straight down, and then it's recovering a little bit below the consolidation. You know, the market is in an uptrend under pressure, but it really seems to be behaving more like, it may turn over and go lower. Who knows? I'm going to take a look at some other things here. Would I buy this one? Well, no, because it's just, you just don't want to catch a falling knife on this one. I think it will stabilize. This is a great stock, but I just can't get over how much it went down today. It's down basically 6% from its pivot about 65 days ago. And we're about 13% below the pivot. You really want to see this change character right now. It isn't a downward trend, unfortunately. We do have some things going on here. You can see by the black line we have an improving 200-day moving average. That's not bad. The 50-day line is good, but it's the 10-day and the 21-day that's looking bad. These are crossing below that 50-day, meaning that in the very short term, we're kind of looking at some sell-offs. Let's see why. I'm going to go over here to do some fundamental analysis. Basically, we've got earnings in about 16 days, but it seems like people are getting skittish. Now, the sales have been pretty good. I mean, 25% up, 33% up, 8 and 10. Not as much as you want in a growth stock, but this is not a growth stock by any stretch. These are good numbers. The profits are good too, considering there is a lot of pressure on retail, so that's not bad. But I just think that overall in the stock market just seems like it's getting hit. So I'm going to take a look over at the spider, and this is, of course, is the S&P 500 ETF. I'm going to go to the daily here to show you. Yeah, and we see we just have some weakness. We tested that 50-day, and we're well below the 50-day. So this is not constructive. We want to see it move higher. Let's look at some of the other ETFs that cover indexes. I'm going to look at the QQQ. Of course, that is the Nasdaq 100. It's the 100 largest stocks in the Nasdaq. Same kind of chart pattern. We have it pulling back down to the below of the to the consolidation. Look for a bounce tomorrow. That's what I'm seeing. Who knows? But I do think we may have a little bit of a bounce tomorrow. Also, I want to kind of look at the Russell here. Let's see, the IWB. This is the Russell. This is the Russell 1000. Same chart pattern. So essentially, all of the reliable stocks like HD, they're just not doing as well as they were. Still a good stock, but I just wouldn't enter it right now. You might, if you have some profits, you might want to start doing some profit taking. We may get into a situation where we're going to move lower. I hope that doesn't happen, but you never know. You never know what's going to happen here. How was your long weekend, Jim? Thanks for Christmas. Oh, hey, thank you, man. So it was good. I mean, just hung around here. Kind of just, it was cold here in Dallas, and just trying to get stuff done in my yard, and not really pretty boring all the way over. But definitely enjoyed the time off, man. I was getting kind of burnt out. But I'm ready to go. I'm raring to go. We've got some good trades here. And, talking about good trades, let's kind of look in to some of the trades that I have out right now. These are some of the spread trades. I want to see if I've updated these slides. I did, to kind of show you where we are. If you've been following along with some of our spread trades, I did do an adjustment on Facebook. Unfortunately, I don't have that trade ready for you to show it, but let's see. Let's look at the ExxonMobil trade. Let's see how that one fared today, because I talked about it in the video, but I want to kind of show you kind of where it's headed. So let's take a look at it. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to swip over to there. Oops. Let's see if I can get that up here. Let's see. Let's look at that. And okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So this is the trade I entered today on ExxonMobil. This is actually a bull trade and not a bear trade, but I do think that this one, here's how it works. It has about a 60% probability of profit. I've got to get my P's there. We're looking, this one basically puts about $784 in your pocket. That's the maximum return because it is a credit one. It gives you about an 81% return, and the maximum risk is 966. This is the profile here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a quick look out to see what the price of Exxon closed at. So it's XOM is the symbol for ExxonMobil. Okay, it's after hours. It's at 73.18. So let's just kind of do that here, and let's see if we can go back to the right one. Oh gosh, let's see if I can get the right one up. Oh goodness, did I not get? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so basically what's going on here is we have the closing price for Exxon, and let's go over here and just going down to today's. There we go. Okay, so this is where Exxon closed today, 73.18. let's kind of look to see where that's going to be. Well, we're sort of in the blue already, in the green already, so that's a good thing. So let's take a look. I'm going to put a shape in here to kind of show you where that is. So here we go. So about 73, I'm going to put 73.20. That's kind of where it's at. To put that right there, and I'm going to kind of move that over such and so. Then we're going to go ahead and make that so you can see it. Okay, so basically what's happening here is with this closing price on this particular trade, we're going to have a situation where it's going to have a expected value for that trade of about $7 as of today. And as long as it keeps on this as long as it keeps going straight, we should be in the black. And of course, remember, this is a credit trade, so this puts money in our pocket when we do this. And then, of course, when we close it out, either if it expires, we just keep all the money. If not, we're going to have to pay to expire it. But this is kind of how it works. I do believe that with Exxon, we're probably going to see the stock move up. It's one of the few areas in the market that seems to be doing fairly well, and that, of course, is the oil and gas area. So let me put up the. Let's put in. So what I'm doing here is I'm bringing up the charts. There we go. Okay. And hopefully we're going to get those up. And I'm just going to show you the chart of Exxon Mobil. And of course that's XOM is the symbol for Exxon. And I do believe we're going to see it move higher. This has kind of been what I'm looking at. We came out of this cup. This is a base on base. There's a cup and then another cup. There was a buy point 66.38. We had this very nice movement here. So I do believe, at least over the short period of time, into about the February timeframe, I do think we're going to go higher. This trade basically works if it goes to $75 a share. We're already almost there at 73.20. So this is a good one. If you want to get in on that, of course, you need to be caught on the action trade alert. So let me kind of put that up for everyone. And of course, that just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor if you're not already if you're not already on there. And I think there's a link to it that you can see. So that might be of interest to you coming up here. So let's take the next question. And thank you very much, Arun. Let's look at Palantir and see what's going on Palantir. PLTR is the symbol for Palantir. I wish I had better news. Unfortunately, it looks as if we are still in this nasty downtrend on Palantir. Just tough to trade it. We're below the 200-day line. Could this be shorted? Possibly, but at 15, there's not a lot of meat left on the bone. I just think you got to avoid this one, unfortunately. On the technicals, we are 34% below the 200-day. We are 23% below the 250. We're below the 21 and we're below the 10. So just not a good place. If you're in this one and you are down more than 7%, really, and I know this is going to be painful, but you need to put in your stop losses. Consider, consider if you're down more than 7%, consider selling it and then waiting for a better time to come back in. Just a better time to come back in on it. But it does not look, Palantir right now, unfortunately, just doesn't look very good. I wish I had better news for you. I really do. Okay, let's see. Never recovered from the complete miraculous and mystical order of God. Interesting. I'm just reading comments here coming from TikTok. What are your thoughts on Sin? I think this is CENN. I think this is Cerner, if I'm not mistaken. If this is the company that I think. No, okay, I'm not. It's not. I thought it was CERN. Okay, we're going to take a look at kind of an interesting stock here. This is a penny stock. Do not really recommend buying penny stocks only because they just tend to move. If you're moving down, it really moves down fast. This one is below the 200-day line, below the 50-day line, below the 21-day, below the 10-day line. It has a relative strength of 1. So, unfortunately, this stock is terrible. I don't buy this one. Please don't buy this one. It's just not very good. CENN, just avoid this one like the plague. This is a bad stock. Everything is wrong with the technicals. It's got a terrible checklist at 33. You know, it's got a relative strength of 1. That means 99% of all stocks are doing better than this one. It is kind of in a cool group, the automobile manufacturers, but other than that, you just want to avoid this one. This one is just it's not good. You know, I just think you want to avoid this one like the plague. You know, I think you want to avoid this one. This one, you know, I don't think anything's coming. It's coming good on this one. I just, you know, yes, it's a kind of a Me Too stock in a crowded area, which is autos. Only really the only real auto stock. There's only a few real auto stocks. Talking about real auto stocks, we're coming up on earnings for Tesla. I do think that the Tesla earnings are going to be very, very good. Now that said, can we make money? That's always the thing. But don't avoid Tesla. We definitely want to look at Tesla. Now I have a trade out there that you might be interested in. This is the Iron Condor on Tesla. So let's see how it's doing. Let's see how the trade is doing. I haven't adjusted this one yet, but we're coming into earnings. We're basically, you know, earnings are basically in 8 days on Tesla. I am expecting very good earnings. So let's take a look, kind of look in and see how this trade is doing. I'm just going to clip this off here. This is basically what Tesla is trading for right now at 10.30. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go look to see if I can get you this. If I can bring up the correct. If I can bring up the slide for this, hold on. And this is going to be for Tesla. All right. This is the Iron Condor that we put on basically just a few days ago. This was an Iron Condor that we put on the 6th. So what I want to do here is I want to kind of show you kind of the progress of this trade to see kind of where we're at. So let's see where it closed today. Today it closed, and let's put this in here. Let's see if we can get that in. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so the Tesla closed basically at 10.30 today, which is lower than we would like to see it. That's for sure. So basically what we've got to do is we've got to look at this here, and we have fallen almost to a break even here. As you can see, we're about 51 at 10.38. This is going to give us a basically, you know, basically about this number right here. So it's just barely positive. The question is, are we going to adjust it? I don't know. I'm going to see how it trades tomorrow. I may adjust this one. But I also may hold out to see if I can get it to expire. I do think it's probably going to trade up. I think it is going to trade up, but we'll see. I may have to close this one early. This one has, you know, this Iron Condor probably needs to be readjusted, but that's kind of where we're at right now. We're still in the green, but just barely. And you know, that's sometimes the way it goes. I mean, this has been a downward trending market. So let's take a look at the Tesla chart and see. Here we go. And this is the Tesla chart here. What I'm gonna do is I have a lot of notations on this. I'm basically gonna kind of take those off. There we go. And kind of look at it. We're still above this reversal line, but we pulled right down to this reversal line. I do expect to see a bounce tomorrow, the next day, basically because it's above this reversal line. We'll see. But basically it's been trading sort of in this range here. You know, and it does seem like 1,000 is a key level for Tesla. So hopefully we'll get a little bit of a bounce here. We'll kind of see how that goes. I'm going to look at the 30-minute chart. We seem to have, you know, we just seem to have support right about 1,000, and that's about right here. So We will see how this trades, but it does look like we have sorted about 1,000. I may be closing this one or adjusting it. Don't know. We'll see. But if it just bounces up a little bit, I think we'll be fine on this trade. So just kind of wanted to go over that. All right. So let's take a look at Palantir. Okay. So Brian, oh no, I'm sorry, Drunk Squidward, like that. Thoughts on ExxonMobil? I do think this is one that I'm actually bullish on. This is why I put together the trade, the bull put spread on this one. I actually am somewhat bullish on this, believe it or not. Why am I bullish on Exxon when, because right now the market, with the interest rate uncertainty, starting to favor sort of these dividend aristocrat type stocks, and this is definitely one of them. Look at their cash flow. I mean, normally I'm not so excited about the cash flow. Normally, I'm just, I'm looking at those growth stocks. I'm looking at the areas that are coming big. But right now, with all this inflation, stocks like Exxon actually are looking pretty decent, believe it or not. We had, in the last 2 quarters, we've had some very good increases in sales, up 108% and then up 60% in this last quarter. We're coming up on earnings in 14 days, and I think they're going to be pretty good for Exxon, just because, it's just one of those things. Lots of funds are invested in this. I mean, this is, this isn't your father's stock, this is your grandfather's stock, but it just keeps going. One thing, with all of this inflation, one thing that's going to happen is everything, unfortunately, still everything that we have that you buy at the store, the supply chain, or anything like that, it all involves oil. And so if inflation goes up, guess what happens? It's inflation in the price of oil, and that's what's happening. We've got lots of inflation in the market, the most in 40 years. Oil does well in those times. Most of my holdings are, they're doing well, are in oil stocks right now. So yeah, I'm pretty bullish on. It's one of the only areas I'm really bullish on. I'm not as bullish on tech as I was last year. I mean, super bullish on tech last year. Right now, I'm bullish on oil, and this one's looking good. We're 20% above the 40-day line. We are 13% above the 10-week line. We are above the 3-week line. So we're looking good on all of these. If we go over here to the checklist, the only thing we're missing on is earnings per share over 80%. I think that's likely to change because I think they're going to have a blowout. I think they're going to have blowout profits this next time. That's my guess. So do I see this one looking good? Well, let's look at the pattern recognition. We're 10% up in 3 weeks on this from the pivot. That is pretty impressive. Let's go to the daily chart and look at it. Can you buy it here? Well, the reason I didn't buy the shares and I did the spread on this one is because it's extended. The correct buy point for this one is 66.38, and that was just not that many days ago. I mean, look at this. This is Exxon. This isn't like a biotech stock. Look at this. Look at how much it's gone up just in 10 days. What I attribute this to is just total uncertainty in the market, lots of inflation worries, and I just think that the oils are going to do very well in this environment. Very little else is probably going to do well, but the oils are going to do well, and Exxon is looking pretty darn good. That's why I did the spread on. That's why I did the spread on ExxonMobil. And if you want to get more information on that, get on the trade alerts. I'm going to send out probably a link to that tonight to everybody that's on the action trade alerts. Very easy to do. Of course, all you have to do is just sign up for it, and it's free. And I'll send out a link for that in a little video on how I put that together. But I do think that this is a high probability trade right now. And of course, if you're in our Discord room, we talk about this all the time. And we try to help everyone out on some of the trades, adjusting them and getting in the right trades. But I do think that right now Exxon's looking good. I mean, what can I say? All right, thank you very much for that. Appreciate it very much. IMTE. Let's look at IMTE. I don't know what IMTE is. IMTE is, come on, please. Integrated Media Technologies. It's a $10 stock and it's looking very spiky. Kind of like my hair when I had hair. I don't really have. I'm losing my hair. Would I be in this one? Well, this is a little bit thin for me. It is up a lot today. Kind of don't know what they do, but they're in the computer tech services 102 out of 197. You know what? I mean, this one may be good. It's an Australian-based company, but I don't know. I don't like to look at this chart. I want to see more. I want to see a better chart. I mean, it may be great. It may be great in Japan as they were in Australia, but I just don't know. I don't know. It's got a 67 checklist. You know what? I would pass on this one. I just would pass on this one. I just think that there's better merchandise out there. You don't have to necessarily stay in the computer tech area to get good ones. By the way, that said, I mean, it's one thing for me to say something. It's another thing for me to do it. So let's go look at what sectors of the stock market are doing the best right now. That's the super key because, you got to be when you zigs, you got to zag, and you got to be in tune with the market. And the way you get in tune with the market, which the way I do it, is I look at which sectors of the economy, which sectors of the stock market are doing the best. Right now, the number one area is the Canadian E&P companies, this is oil and gas. The only problem with this sector is there's not really a problem, but there's only 5 stocks in here. But it's a great sector. Coal is number 2. Can you believe it? Coal is number 2. Telecom, fiber optics, electronic semiconductor fabless. This is a good area to look for things in. I'm in Qualcomm right now. It's been pulling back. But this is the area that I've been focusing on the most just because it typically has the best stuff right now. It's oil and gas, U.S. E&P. That's where I've been focusing my energies. And there are several that I do have. I do have Oasis, OAS. It was down today, but overall it's been a fairly good stock. It pulled back down to the 10-day line. I'm not really worried about that. It's testing the 10-day. The biggest issue on here is that the last buy point it had was way back here with 98. It's all the way up at 135. So not a good buying opportunity on this one, but an interesting stock nevertheless. I also have Matador Mtdr. This one's set up a little bit better. I did add to this one yesterday, and it did pull back. This one might be a candidate for another buy, and the reason is because it's got this cup formation. The buy point on it is 47.25. We're at 43.75, so we're just below that. It went all the way up to the pivot, boom, and it pulled back. Now I did buy I did do a buy and then a follow-on buy. My follow-on buy was smaller than my other buy, but this is where I was buying. Let's see if it'll let me. No, it should. I thought I put that on there. Well, I don't know, but this one definitely, you can definitely look at this one. I think this is going to continue to do well. Matador Resources, Mtdr did pull back a little bit today, but it's still above the 10-day line, still looking pretty decent. This one has a 100% checklist. That's something I always look for in a stock. I really like that 100%. On the technicals, we're above everything, and we're close enough to the 10-day line to buy it. Typically, you don't want to buy anything if it's more than 5% extended above the 10-day line. Right now, it's at basically 3.29%. So you could buy this at this time. Why do I like this one? Well, it's in the number 1 group, and it has a relative strength of 98, which makes it in the top 2% of all shares out there. So this one is an interesting one to me. I do have 1.5 positions in this one, so a little bit more than usual. I bought a full position, and then yesterday I added a half position to it. So there you go. All right, let's take a look. Oh, Oxy is my only gainer today. Yep. Polly, you know what? You're right. This is, it's the petroleum stocks. That's where it is. And Polly, you're right. This is a good chart here, Polly. Definitely a good chart on this one. We have a base on base formation with a 35.75 pivot. We're right in the buy zone. Very nice. 0.53%. This is also a really good one. This is a little bigger stock, of course, than Matador or OAS are some of those. But this one has a 89% checklist, which is a beautiful checklist. The only thing, of course, it's lacking is this EPS rating. But for a company of its size, that's pretty darn good. Last 2 quarters have been strong. Sales up 100%, sales up 108%, profits up 202%. Look at that. Boy, I tell you, when the sales move on this, the profits move right in line with them. 47% are funds in this one. Nice cash flow. This is a good stock, Paulie. This is a good stock, and I don't think we're too late on this one either. I think that this one also is very viable. We're right in the pivot. We're right in the buy zone here. So, if you were interested in getting exposure to this sector, this is the way to go. Now, this isn't quite as good as this is the international E&P. Basically, there's 3 of them. They're very similar: U.S., Canadian, international. Of course, Oxy is international, and it's 8 out of 197. So this is definitely something you could buy, and I think it's going to continue to be strong as inflation, rages. These stocks like this are going to do great. So thanks for that. Really appreciate it. That's a really good call there. Let's look at update on Sofi. And Sofi, of course, is in the software area, which has been getting hammered, unfortunately. And I wish I had better news for you on this. I like the stock. I mean, I like Upstart. I like all these stocks, but I just don't like their action right now. You can't buy this one, unfortunately. Kind of a bad thing has happened. I hope you're not in the stock. Boy, because what we have here is the death cross. You see this 40 to 50-day line has crossed below that 200-day line. That indicates selling by institutions right there, because typically with that, when you see that, you're going to see something move lower. This one is showing institutional exhaustion. We are starting to see them sell. Let's take a look at the funds that are in this one. Yeah, okay, well, we still have 234 funds in this. I suspect when we come to the count this time, this next count that's coming up, it's going to be coming up in March. We're gonna see this lower. We're gonna see this probably selling off. But funds are trying to go for the exit on this one. I think that you just can't fight the Fed, and this is when if you're down more than 7%, I think you just gotta exit it. At least for now. I like the company, like the idea. I don't like this chart. I think you need to protect your capital, and that's really when I talk about selling, I'm just talking about protecting your capital. Really, I'm just protecting your capital. If you do it the way I do it with position trading, if, for instance, if you have, let's think of your portfolio as a pizza, and each pizza slice is one full position. If you put a 7% stop loss on it, the maximum you can possibly lose of your capital is 1%. So overall, so that's something that you might want to take a look at. Let's see. I have a question from the Discord room. Hello, Jim. Markets are just updated. Market in correction. Okay. Ooh, this is thank you very, very much for this, Steve. This is a very, very interesting thing. Okay, we're going to have to take some evasive action, unfortunately. We have a situation where the market has moved to a market trend under pressure. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting out some stuff tonight on email. I appreciate that. What happens when it's going to open lower tomorrow. So what happens tonight, we want to start setting our stop losses up. I'm going to set my stop losses very tight tonight in all my shares. I'll probably get sold out of a lot of positions. And then I'm probably going to adjust some of my spread trades. But that's probably what I'm going to be doing tonight. So that's a good, I'm glad that you put that out there. Thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate it very, very much for that. When the market moves to a market trend under in a correction, that means it's time to get back into cash. And so we got to get back into cash. I mean, that's just the way it is. We've got to protect some capital. And but that's very, very good. Thanks for putting that out there. I'm going to try to get something out tonight on that. So that is good. Okay, shorting DraftKings. This is from Troy. The problem is, it's funny. Shorting is a weird thing. When it becomes obvious, that's when you don't want to short. And I think that unfortunately,
it's probably become a little. I think you want to be a little bit careful right now with shorting, just because it is getting a little bit more obvious that that people are shorting. So I would recommend using like bear put spreads, that kind of thing, and not short directly. DKNG DraftKings. Let's put DraftKings up. Okay, so let's look at the chart for DraftKings. And here we go. Okay, boy, this is just looking horrible. This chart is just not looking good. We have, we just, help I've fallen and I can't get up. I mean, look at that. It's down to 5 relative strength. This is under attack. I mean, this was the reversal line. It's right at the reversal line. I think it's going lower. Can you short this? I would be a little bit careful about shorting this. Here's what I would do if I were shorting this one, which I'm not. I would wait for another rally to the 21-day line, and it probably will. If this stock rallies up to the 21-day line, that's where you want to short it. Right now we're a little bit down, so let's kind of look to see how far away from that 21-day line we are. We're basically 17%. What's going to happen, I believe, is we're going to rally to that 17-day line. When it hits that, and that's going to be right about 26.84. It's going to rally up to that. That's where you want to short. You don't want to short now because it could pull a little bit lower. Wait for the rally up to the 21-day line. If you can see how it's been rallying to that 21-day line, and then it's collapsing. So really, it hasn't been well since really the end of November. It really hasn't. This hasn't been a well stock since then. And you can see we've rallied 1, 2, 3 times. And if it rallies up to the 21-day line again, that's probably where you want to enter short. So that's an interesting thing, and I definitely think you might have something there. The only thing about it is there's not a lot of meat left on the bone. There's probably some better ones out there, like, I don't know, Peloton. Let me look at Peloton. This is one of my short favorites. I've shorted this one several times. Yeah, and I think Peloton is sort of in the same category. I think this one could go a lot lower too. This one has rallied 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 4 times 2. So this one also is potentially a short. Peloton. This one was a real high flyer. It was all the way up here. 127 is currently 30. This could go a lot lower. Probably a good candidate for a bear trade of some kind. It looks like we're sort of just orderly moving down. You don't want to short it here. You want to wait until it comes up to the 21-day line. You want to set an alert there, and then that's probably a good place to do the short. There would be at that level. All right, charge point. I think it's CHPT is charge point, I believe. Yeah, charge point. Similar kind of pattern, just looking bad. Moving down, we still have relative strength of 12, which is good, but it's a $10 stock now. It's just not looking good. I would not be a buyer of this one, even though their sales are going right nicely up, but they're losing money. And that's the problem in these interest rate environments where we have a lot of inflation and the rates go up, is that all of these growth stocks just get killed. And I'm afraid they're one of them. All right, let's look at Adobe. Adobe has a very, very good model. They are a cash machine because they have the subscription model for their products, and so that's gonna buffer them a little bit. Now we still have problems though, because we're trading below that. I just don't like to buy stocks below the 200-day line. It's just not a good look. The roll strength is not that bad, 34, but the computer software desktop group. This is what I've been talking about, how much this has been getting hammered. Right now, this group is 195 out of 197. Money is flowing out of this group. People are taking their profits. The big boys, the funds, they're all trying to sneak out the back door. I'm surprised. I'll bet you that you're going to hear Kramer or something like that on CNBC talk about how great a stock Adobe is, and then people are going to sell it in the middle of the night. That's what I think is going to happen. But again, it's still, the business itself is not doing bad. Look at this. Their sales are up 20% every quarter. That's the mark of a really strong stock. Also, their profits as well. I mean, the company is good. It's just the stock price
right now. I just don't think you want to be in it. Again, I think you want to go to cash. I just want to think you can go to cash. Troy, market crash. Well, it's really hard to say about a market crash, but I just think we're going to have to rig for heavy weather right now. And the way to do that is basically to set your stop losses up to very tight stop losses within 2% of where your closes are. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go across the board. I'm going to just put them up, and I'm going to, if the market falls tomorrow, which is likely to do, I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I can close out some of my bull trades, and I'm just going to go back into cash for a while until this market changes a little bit. But you're right. This is just one of those things. It's just tough. I want to do spreads. Okay, what you need to do spreads, and you might want to get on our. Matter of fact, if you want, I'm going to be talking a lot about spreads, because here's the great thing about spreads: if the market is going down, you can make money. If the market is going sideways, you can make money. You can make money in these kind of trades as the stocks go down, but you kind of got to know how to do it. If you're of the mind, I don't know if you're in the Discord room, but you might want to think about joining. It's easy to do. All you have to do is go, of course, to www. Dallas Trading Floor, and then it'll say special Discord room. That's a special Discord room. You can join it there. But yeah, spreads are great. This is when you want to pull out of your bag. You want to pull out spreads. This is where you can make money. Let me see if I can show you another spread that I have that is a bear spread. Let's take a look. I'll try to put out I'll try to update everything and get all my spreads out there, because I think they're really great when it's going on. But let's see. I have a bear. Let's see. Okay, I have a bear call spread on Apple. Let's look at this one. This is one. This is one that I have on right now. It's the bear call spread on Apple. Let's see how it's doing. I'm going to have to update it, of course. So today, let's see. Okay, so let's see where Apple closed. Let's go over here to Apple. I'm just going to look to see where Apple closed today, because let's see where Apple closed. I can't imagine it was too good, because with Microsoft going down. Okay, so 169. So basically 169.95. So let's just take a picture of that. Well, 170. All right, that makes sense. And then we'll just go back over here to, did I get it right? Sorry for all these machinations here. It's kind of hard to watch that. Okay, so basically we're going to put that price that we got there, and that's going to be, of course, 170. Let's see if I can put that in here. We're almost at 5 o'clock. Wow. Okay, so basically what happened, we 170 is sort of where we're at now. So where is this trade? Well, it's the 18th. So let's move this right down to about 170. It's right there. So as you can see, this is what's sort of cool. This is why I like those bear trades so much, because you can see with this one, basically, as Apple goes lower, this becomes worth more. See, it's worth about $335 for this trade. We entered it not that many days ago. We entered it on the 3rd. And as you can see, as Apple goes lower, and it looks like it's going to go lower, I'm just keep this trade, and it's just going to make money. So that's a great trade. And I'm going to go through my bear trades. I may have another bear trade for you tomorrow. I do have a bull trade today. I did do a bull trade on Exxon, but it's only because that's the one area in the market that I think is probably going to go higher. I think what's going to happen is a lot of people are just going to go buy Exxon because it's a safe harbor. It's probably going to go higher. But other ones in this, like the techs, I want to be on these bear trades. And this bear trade, this 185 February bear call spread, this is going to do well in this kind of environment. So thank you for that. You definitely can do spreads. Here's the thing about doing spreads. I want to kind of talk to you just a little bit. Troy, you're going to need a level 3 options you're going to need a level 3 options account. So make sure that your account has the ability to do level 3 options. I have I think I have a video. Well, level 3 options. Let me see if I can refer you to a. Let me see if I can refer you to a video. Bitly. And then I think I have to look this one up because I write these down and I don't have them all linked together. Okay, this is going to be, let's link to ready list. Is that 40? Calculator. Okay, I think it's ETF 0045. Let me just check a gander, make sure that's right. Make sure I'm giving you the right information here. That's the main thing. Okay. Huh. Well, okay. The best thing to do is I'll try to put this up in I don't know where I'm going to have to get a bigger bulletin board here, but you want to have a level 3 account in order to do spread trades. That's super important. You got to have that level 3 or else they will not let you. And so just, if you've got a level 1, try to get a level 3. That's going to give you the ability to do spreads. Spreads are great when the stock is going down because we can do all the bear trades. And it's a great way to make money as the stocks go down. So that's what I try to do as well. All right. Let's see. What program are you using? To do the broadcast, I use StreamYard. But I'll try to get, if you can jump into the Discord room, that will probably help a little bit. Just go to www.Dallas Trading Floor and see if you can go from there. But I can probably give you more information on that as well. Is it a market crash? Adobe, let's see. Okay, so we're getting down to the last questions. Thank you very much. I'm going to try to put out, you need to get onto the action trade alerts, and I'm going to try to put this out in the letter with the market change and just how to get that level 3 account and just sort of informational stuff. That'll probably be coming out in about an hour or so. That will be a good thing. So I'm at the end today. Thank you very much for watching. Here's the thing, and I want to be very clear on this. We are moving into a market under correction. What you want to do tonight is push your stop losses up so that if the market does fall, you're going to be stopped out at a good price. Also, if you're so inclined, we're probably going to try to move to more of a bearish stance. And if we do that, these spread trades are very good, these bear call spreads, but you got to have a level 3 options account. And I'm going to try to put that into a letter and get it out to everybody. Thanks again for everybody taking a look at the show today. Happy trading. I'll be back tomorrow at 4. Of course, if you're in the Discord room, we start at 8:30 and we just go through it. So if you're in the Discord room, that's a great way to go too. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks everybody, and happy trading. And we're gonna make some money as the market goes down, because remember, in the stock market, you can make money as the market goes up, goes down, or goes sideways. So we're gonna do some of that money making going sideways and down. By the way, everybody, if you could, so appreciate if you could like this show, because it gets it out to a lot of people, and it really helps me out with kind of the reach. I want to get this out because I know a lot of people are good. Now that market is retreating, they're going to be panicked, and maybe I can offer a little bit of help in that direction. Be back at 4 o'clock tomorrow. Happy trading, everybody. See you soon. Please sign up for the trade alerts, because we're going to be putting those out tonight with some suggestions that maybe will help save you some money and possibly make you some money here in the future. So happy trading. Be back tomorrow at 4.